Guys, we are living in some crazy times right now, and today I just want to have a deep, honest discussion, an unfiltered discussion about something that I saw online a couple days ago. And this was that the Pope at the Vatican has now agreed to bless same-sex couples. And the caveat to this, just to be clear, because I'm objective and we're gonna have an honest conversation, and that's one thing that you will always get with me. I'm not gonna just sit up here and just make up stuff. Whatever I talk about, I'm thinking about it, at least attempting to have an intellectual dialogue about the topic. So with that being said, the caveat behind the blessing of the same-sex marriages is that it has to be separate from the entity of marriage, meaning that the church still isn't going to recognize same-sex couples as married, or the Catholic Church, I should say, is still not going to recognize these couples, but they will bless them as long as it's an alternative ritual or whatever, because they still believe that marriage should be between a man and a woman, right? Okay, so just to be clear, I am of that school. I believe that marriage should be between a man and a woman. And I just want to say and point out that I do not think that it is appropriate for churches, for Christian churches to bless same-sex couples. Now, I'm going to be very clear for the people, because I know comprehension was kicking y'all butt in school. So I'm just going to be very clear when I'm saying this. What I'm saying is, I don't think that the church should bless same-sex couples. That doesn't mean that I don't think that the church should not bless people who are in same-sex relationships. There's a difference. I'm very clear about what I just said. I don't think that the church should bless same-sex relationships. You know why? Because it goes against what the Bible teaches. Now, why am I going on about this? Like, I hear the arguments now. One sin isn't better than the other. Or are you living perfect? And no, this is not that type of party. I'm just talking about just straight facts. When you go off of the Christian doctrine, homosexuality is not something that is condoned. It's considered an abomination by the religion. So if you take away all these fakers and all these pretenders, if you're going to live devoutly by that religion, then guess what? At the very least, the leaders of that religion should not be encouraging things that the Bible calls an abomination. And that's just the truth of the matter. And I want to pose a question to you. Where does it end? Okay? Because look, I get it, because they've been going on about the same-sex marriage thing, and I get them. I get it. Do something alternatively. But if that's the case, why does it have to involve the church? That is my question. Because at the end of the day, we know you can look and see for yourself. It's considered an abomination. Okay? By the doctrine of the religion. This isn't even me talking personally. This isn't how I'm not speaking on how I personally feel. I can in a little bit. But listen, based off of the religion, it's considered an abomination. That's the problem with a lot of modern Christians and a lot of these new age Christians, a lot of these new age folks that are trying to condone and make acceptable all these things. Now, okay, so for you people that struggle with comprehension, okay? So when I'm saying homosexual, I'm defining that as the act of engaging in same-sex activities or relationships, okay? That is what I'm defining as homosexual, okay? Gay That means you're attracted to the same sex and to a person of the same sex. Okay? That is what I'm saying. So even if by let's just say that being gay isn't a sin, okay? Because let's go by your logic and say you were born this way, right? Okay, so by your logic, being gay isn't a sin. It's when you act on being gay that is considered a sin. If you look in the Bible, that's what it says. It's the act. I'm just saying. I'm not some super Christian. I'm not something like that. But come on, let's just be for real. That's the problem with a lot of things nowadays. Nobody has respect for it because you don't even demonstrate the respect for yourself. Prime example, you got TD Jakes getting exposed for all this stuff. I'm not going to say whether it's real, whether it's not, but I am going to ask how you even let yourself get caught up in that predicament to where you could be associated with that. The name didn't just come out of nowhere. Come on. Best case scenario, you're guilty by association. That's crazy. Then people want to just sit up here and just act like, oh, you're homophobic or you're this or you're that. No, I don't hate y'all. I do not hate LGBTQ, all that kind of stuff. I think you need to keep that shit away from kids. That's what I think. But when you grown people, do whatever you want. Look, forget whether a fact that it's not productive towards civilization and society and human growth. You know what I mean? Forget that. Okay? Forget it. Let's take that away. Forget the religious aspect. You grown, do whatever you want to do. Just keep it away from the kids. That's how I feel. But but guess what? You don't have to force me to accept it and embrace it. That's my problem. You can't force me to sit up and embrace something. I don't have to embrace your lifestyle. Just because I personally don't agree with it doesn't mean I have to hate you. It doesn't mean I have to hurt you. It doesn't mean I have to talk bad about you. But guess what? I don't have to celebrate or congratulate you for it. You grown. Do what you got to do. That's the problem. Y'all, a lot of y'all just think people hate y'all, and there are people that do hate y'all. But guess what? Most people just don't care. Keep it away from us. And it's just sad. It's sad because I got asked, where does it end? Because now the church starts, now you start creating a separate ritual. Now you start doing this. Pretty soon they'll have their own church. Pretty soon they'll do this. Pretty soon, where will it stop? Pretty soon it will be accepted in marriage. It won't just stop here. It never has. Whether it was the bathrooms, whether it was the gender modification, whether it was accepting of terms, whether it's school indoctrination, where does it stop? Where will it stop? Because it's obvious that whatever this loud group is, they're not interested in just living and being treated like everybody else. No, they want to be pedestalized and treated better. You want to be treated better. And that's the same problem that I have with a lot of black people. Because a lot of black people that love to cry wolf about racism and all that stuff, if they were in the same position, they do the same thing. When they get in the same position, they do the same thing. It's not right. It's not right. It's just fakers and pretenders. And then you want people to respect you. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. No. No. At the end of the day, I think it's wrong. I think it's inappropriate that for the church to be celebrating and blessing an act. We're not talking about blessing the people. If you were blessing them, I wouldn't have much to say. You don't hate the sinner, you hate the sin. But seriously though, like, it's blessing people who are who are engaged in same-sex relationships is not the same thing as blessing a same-sex relationship. You don't have to do that. We get all these exemptions for everything else, but if a person is Christian and they have their beliefs, Muslims don't bend to that. Why are Christians so weak? Jews don't bend to that. On that note, if you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate you for watching, for real. You should join the channel, like and subscribe. And yeah, on that note, salute.